Hi everyone, it's Frances Byrne here from Stamp House Studio. Being the last Tuesday of the month, it's time for another creative chat with the MFT Stamps design team. This month we are showing you our desks, showing you how we set things up and why. We're also telling you about our go-to tools and telling you what we can't live without. So here's a view of my desk. Let's get a little closer and we can explore some of the bits and pieces that are on it. Okay, we're going to start on the left side of my desk, and first up we have my printer. On top of my printer I have a couple of 3D items I've made. I normally like to keep a few of the 3D items I've made on here, just, you know, I like them, so why not keep them there to look at. This is the mug I made a few months ago, and here you can see my Indian teepee. Okay, also on my printer I have this little box. I normally make a whole bunch of cards at once, maybe for a release or a week or whatever, and as I make them I put them in this box here. Then I know where they are when I'm ready to take photos of them and blog all about them. So that's that. Now, beside my printer, we're talking about go-to items. So while we're here on this side of the desk, down here I have my compressor and my Copic air gun. This is one of the tools that I really love, and it was a Christmas present a few years back, and it's one of the best ones I've ever had. I use it all the time when you know, creating my cards for skies, grass, colouring backgrounds, whatever. So if you have Copics, you might like to consider getting this one day, because it really is an awesome tool. Right, now next to my printer I have my computer, which is right beside where I stamp. Where you can see that mouse pad is where I actually stamp, so you can see how close the computer is to me. I can still talk to friends, blog, email. If I'm doing a sketch, for instance, I can have that sketch showing on my screen, things like that. I can have music playing on iTunes. Beside my computer I have my TV and video, so I can also watch movies or DVDs, whatever it is that I want to watch. Above all that area there I have some shelves with mostly showing some of the cards. These are probably some of the cards that I've made in the last month or two, which will be removed soon to put the next. Moving along my desk I have my daylight lamp, which is similar to an OttLite. I really love the light that this shows. This particular light also has attached to it a magnifying glass. I don't use it often, but it does come in handy when you want to read things that are in tiny writing. Now I'll just move that light out the way so we can see the shelf above my desk here. This little container here has all my tools that I use all the time. My Fiskars scissors, I really love these type of scissors. I don't have to, they're so much easier to hold than having to put your hands into something. Pencils, pens, scoring tools, craft knives, and this little particular tool here, which is a Japanese screw punch. I've had this for years and I absolutely love it. It's silent, you can punch anywhere you like. It comes with various different connections to do different size holes on your project. There's probably been a lot of others come out since this particular one, and I probably would have brought a few of those, but this is the one I keep coming back to. I really love it. Now behind that I have my Daubers in this little container here. These are the Daubers that actually you put on your finger like this. And until recently I had problems trying to work out how best to store these. Nothing worked that I was happy with. And then a friend recently told me about this little container which we found in Lincraft. It holds 6 Daubers to a compartment, so you can have them in colour families, for instance. And there's 7 compartments, so you can have 42 Daubers in there if you like. Now then, besides that, I have this little book here which has all my Copic markers in there by colour, so I know what I've got there. I have other tapes. These are some of Jodie's tapes which are absolutely awesome. Down here I have my rulers. I love my clear rulers. I also have metal rulers which also have their place, and I have them in inches and metric because it's handy to have both. And another ruler that I really love is my centering ruler here. Instead of going from 1 to 12 or 1 to 30 if you're in metrics, it has 0 in the middle instead of the end, and then it goes out to either 6 inches or 15 centimetres. There's both centimetres on one side, inches on the other, so that if you're looking for something that you want to centre something, this is the ruler I use, and it's something that I use a fair amount. Now you might have been wondering about this thing here. Well, this is actually my to-do list. Okay, I printed on an A4 piece of paper. This is my November list, which fortunately is just about finished. I've only got this and one more thing to do. It's divided into design teams by either company design teams, challenge teams, or anything else that I might have to do. So that's that. Here I have my Copics that you can see there, and you can see that there's a few things other than Copics in there because I need to make use of all the space I can. Here's my camera that I have to take my cards, so that's another tool that I consider a tool anyway. That's actually a Fuji camera for those that are interested. Along here in this container here, I have my stamp sets yet to be released. These are divided by company and also in month if necessarily. At the moment I've only got my December stamps here for MFT stamps because this is the last release I have for the year. And they're about to get inked as soon as I'm finished doing this video, ready to show you the sneak peeks from tomorrow onwards. Now then, when I'm ready to do a stamp anything that I'm going to do, especially release, I just stamp all the images onto my card, my white card here, and put them in this little container so that I've got all the images there, and I can just pick up an image as I feel like using that particular one and creating a card. I also have the dynamic dies that are to be released in there too, so I know where they are, so they're handy when I need them. Now in this box here, you might have noticed if you've been following my creative chats that my storage for my dynamic dies have changed. In the first one, which was only on a blog, it wasn't a video, I had them in a photo album, which was starting to get rather cumbersome and hard to find what I needed. So after watching everybody else's creative chats on dynamic dies, I came up with this storage system, and I think it's based on one that Megan did. I think it was Megan who used the, and sorry if it wasn't, the little CD sleeves to put your dynamic dies in. So this one's easy. I've got them divided into types, and it makes a lot easier in finding which dies I want to use. Another go-to tool for me is my tape gun. Wouldn't be without it. Okay, still need to have other tapes for things, especially when you're doing something bulky, but this is the tape that I use the most. This one here is actually just about worn out. The cover, as you can see, comes off completely now. I've just ordered a new one, but I wouldn't be without it. In this little container here I have all my scissors, your decorative scissors that we had, which very seldom get used these days with punches and with dies. You know, those fancy scissors get relegated or forgotten about. My ribbon scissors, which I use all the time. In this container here I have my Stampin' Up! Ink pads, and then on the top of that I store my things like glues, cleaners, distress stains, distress stickles and things like that. Down here I have my guillotine that I use all the time for cutting my card, and just beside that is my scrap card. If I've got a piece of scrap, it goes in there before it goes into the drawer that I showed you when I was I did my other storing cardstock creative chat. This little box here just has various miscellaneous tools in it. Nothing too exciting in there, I don't think, but things that I don't want to get rid of. And then my desk also has drawers. In this one here, it's just got containers full of things like plastic eyes, confettis for shaker cards, stuff like that. And then coming back along the desk, ink pads in this one. That's pigment ink pads mostly. Shaving brushes and brushes, which I used to use a lot, but now with that I've got the Copic airbrush, I hardly ever use them. In this particular drawer here, which is my most used, the drawer that I have here, is my favourite ink pad, my Brilliance Graphite Black, and also my acrylic blocks. More ink pads in this particular one here. And then this one here I have things like hole punches and brayers, stuff like that. Again, a lot of those things don't get used as much as they used to because other things have probably come out to replace them. Now then, we've also got under my desk. Okay, and I have things under there because I try and make use of all the space I can. Okay, so one of the other go-to tools that I have that I really love are my score pals, which are these things here. Okay, I have two of these. Because I'm an Aussie, I have the one in centimetres, so the metric one, so that I can do anything that I want using metric. But because a lot of the tutorials and stuff like that online are in inches, I've also got the inches one, so that rather than having to convert things from one system to the other, it's a lot easier and quicker to just grab the score pal relating to that particular tutorial and use that. Well, I think that's about it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching.